What's up, everyone? It is Khan, aka Faith Ray Duelist, here with a post-Photon Hypernova Kashtira deck. Thank you to Lundrity for helping me with this deck. If you don't know what Kashtira does, it's basically a new deck that's getting a lot of support in February with Photon Hypernova. That's focused on blocking out your opponent's main monster zones or spell and trap zones. And it's a lot of deck destruction, and it doesn't use the graveyard, so it plays shifter, so it's naturally a very strong contender to tier in a very annoying deck. That's why I love it, that's why I'm learning it, and I'm no expert when it comes to Kashtira, but I have been playing it and thinking about this deck for a while, so first and foremost, please comment below about any thoughts you have. I would love to hear you. If you like a card, don't like a card, have a better card, I want to know. I want to talk about this deck. I really like it. And if you're interested, I stream on Twitch Tuesdays 6 p.m, Thursday 6 p.m, Saturday 2 p.m. PST. And I have been playing Kashtira on stream, and I'm open to dueling viewers. So definitely check me out. I'm just going to go through the deck semi-quickly. And then I'll do a combo guide, and then I will do some test hands, okay? Alright, so first is Planet Paraisos. This is basically the Pellerino field spell for tier, except it's for Kashtira. When you activate it, you add a Kashtira monster from your deck to your hand. It has an attack and defense boost as well, and it does have a pop effect, which is whenever Shangri-La activates its effect, then you can pop a card on the field. Now, Shangri-La, it's like Shangri-Ira or something. I don't freaking know. I'm gonna call it Shangri-La. It's basically the boss monster of the deck. Every time a card is banished face down for your opponent, then you get to block off one of their main monster zones or spell and trap zones. So if you do the main combo, you'll end up with 2 to 3 monsters on the field and 3 main monster zones blocked off. And then on the start of their next turn, you can block off the rest of them so they cannot play. So a lot of the cards have to do with Shangri-La. Like if Shangri-La activated the effect, then you can use a lot of their cards. We have 1 terraforming, we have set rotation because we play Necker Valley because we don't need the graveyard. We play 3 Kashtira Unicorn. Now Unicorn is basically the starter of the deck. It's how we accomplish anything, is with Unicorn. Then we have 3 Kashtira Fenrir. We have 3 Kashtira Rise Heart. Rise Heart is a new card. It's kind of like Rhino-Heart. It has the same stats. Basically, if you control a Kashtira, you can special it from your hand, and then you are locked into Xyz monsters. And then during the main phase, if it was summoned this turn, you can banish a Kashtira card from your deck to banish 3 of your opponent's deck cards face down. And the card that usually banishes Big Bang. Now this trap has an effect kind of like evenly matched, but the one we use it for is that when it's banished, you can detach a material from a Kashtira XYZ, add it to your hand, and special summon it if you want to. So it's basically an extender. It's a very powerful card. Kashtira Papayas is the E-Telly of the deck. You basically target a Kashtira on field and summon a Kashtira of a different attribute. And then if it's banished, you can add a banished Kashtira card from the banish zone to your hand. Then we have 3 Kashtira Birth. This is out already. Lets you normal summon a level 7 monster without tributing. Usually people are going to Ash or Imperm your Unicorn, so you really hope that you have another level summon in hand with Burst so you can normal summon and continue your combo. It also lets you special summon a non-XYZ Kashtira monster that's banished or in your graveyard. Excuse me, I have to... I'm not going to edit that out. We have 3 Pot of Prosperity because we want to search for that Unicorn. We have Hand Trap, 3 Emperor, 3 Ash, 3 Ghost Mourner, 3 Dimension Shifter, and 2 Book of Eclipse. So the reason that you play Ghost Mourner is because this deck does not have a normal summon, but since you play level 7, there's a world where you normal summon Ash or Mourner and you make Baron. Because this deck does not have any negates, so you lose to like Nibiru, Evenly, even Imperm. No, not Imperm. No, Book of Eclipse and Book of Moon. So that's why you play Mourner over Veiler, so you can actually like make a Baron with it. There are other reasons to play Mourner, but that's basically our reasoning. And then Book of Eclipse is just a solid card in the mirror and against a lot of problematic decks. For the side, we have 3 Lava Golem because we don't have a normal summon, so it's very, very free. We have 3 Ibly. So basically, our kind of biggest annoying cards we have to deal with are Imperm, Nibiru, Evenly Matched, and so basically if you have if you start off with Ibly, you give them a monster and they can't do those things, and they can't summon their own Fenrir because they control a monster. So it's very, very strong. 2 draw, 2 Kurikara Divine Carnate. We're working on this one. I think it can be good. I'm picking up a playset this weekend. Then we have Change of Heart, which is really good in the mirror. Keep in mind that, well, actually, I'll go over that when I go over the monster, because you guys might not know what I'm talking about. Then we have 2 Twin, a Feather Duster, and a Zombie World for Flu. For the extra deck, we have 2 Zeus. We have 2 Arise Heart. So this is a new card. So basically, this would normally take 3 level 7 monsters, but if Shangri-La activate it effect, then you can just XYZ summon this using a Kashtira monster as material. So you can take any Kashtira monster and just drop this Arise Heart on top of it. This is a Macrocosmos on legs. It has a mandatory effect that when a card is, each time a card is banished, you attach a banished card to this card as material, and a quick effect that you can detach 3 materials from this card, then target 1 card on the field and banish it face down. That's why Change of Heart is so good, is because you can steal the opponent's Shangri-La and just overlay your own Arise Heart, because they're gonna use the Shangri-La effect in the standby phase. Then we have Diablosis the Mind Hacker, which I call Diabolical because I don't know how to say these card names. And it takes 2 level 7s, and once per turn you detach a material to banish a card face down from the extra deck. And then it has an effect that when a opponent's card is banished face down, you then can banish cards from the top of your opponent's deck face down equal to the face down banished cards they already have. So if they already have 4 face down banished cards, then you would banish 4 more cards face down. Then we go back to the Dragon Ruler days. We have our level 7s coming back. We have Draco Sack. We have Big Eye. We have an Odd Eyes package here. It's basically an OTK. That's 10,000 damage. And then Almar just for Ibly, and then Baron is for if you're lucky, I guess. Okay? Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go through some combos together. So basically, Unicorn is the first one to is our starter card. So you want to special the Unicorn. Remember, it doesn't activate, and then use the effect in order to add Kashtira Papayas, which is basically the E-Telly. And then you activate this, and keep in mind that if they remove the monster you target or they Book of Moon it, then you cannot summon off of Papaya. But usually they'll Book of Moon the Unicorn before you get to this point. So you go ahead and summon Fenrir, and Fenrir will allow you to add Rise Heart. So you go ahead and you overlay for Shangria, and then you special Rise Heart, and then you go ahead and you banish the Big Bang, and then Shangri-La Chainlink 1, Big Bang Chainlink 2. So because Rise Heart bans 3 of the opponent's cards face down, Shangri-La activates to block out a zone. That was my cat. I hope everything's okay. So we're going to go ahead and summon back the Fenrir, and then we're going to block out the zone using a token. Okay? And then we're going to overlay for the Diabolical, and then we're going to detach in order to banish an extra deck monster face down, which is going to trigger the Shangri-La, and it's also going to trigger Diabolical's second effect. So they're going to get a token, and then the Diabolical is going to banish 4 face down cards, because they should have 4 cards face down banish. And then in a new chain, Shangri is going to activate again. So you give them a token. And then you go in the standby phase, you summon either Fenrir or Unicorn, or technically any Kashtira. So that's basically the 1-card combo, okay? And then the next one that we have, this is just a random test hand. Is basically, oopsies, sorry, we're gonna start with Shifter. I'm not good enough to change Shifter, so we do Pot of Prosperity. So I just banished these. So I took out the Odd Eyes package, that's 4 of them, because you're going first, so you're probably not going to OTK. Banish Baron and Almirage, and then Zeus I meant to unbanish, so we'll see if I did that. Okay, alright, so we're going to go ahead and search. Okay, so we didn't get our Unicorn, but we do have Birth, and we already have Papaya. So basically, we're just gonna have to make it up as we go. Okay, so we take Birth. And then we're gonna go ahead and activate Birth. And then we're gonna normal summon Tearlamit's Kashtira. We're not gonna use the effect, because we're not gonna gain anything by milling ourselves, and we're gonna hurt ourselves if we mill them. So just trust, we're not going to do it. Then we activate Papaya, targeting Kashtira, and we bring forth the Fenrir. Then we use the Fenrir effect to get the Rise Heart. Okay? So now we have our 2 level 7s. We can make Shangri-La, and we have Rise Heart. So we can just proceed as normal. So we do Shangri-La, and then we summon Rise Heart, and then we'll use Rise Heart effect. Papaya should be banished, by the way. And, like, we don't have anything to add off of it. So if there was a target, we could have used Papaya's effect when it got banished, but there was no target. And so we use Rise Heart effect. We banish the Big Bang Blow. And then we do Chain Link 1, Shangri-La, Chain Link 2, Big Bang. So we're going to go ahead, detach the Fenrir, add it, and then special it. And then we're going to take a zone away with Shangri-La, okay? Alright, then we're going to overlay for the Diabolical. And we're going to detach 1. We're going to detach the Fenrir. And then we're going to banish 1 from the extra deck, okay? Also, then there's going to be a new chain. We do Diabolical, Chain Link 1, Shangri-La, Chain Link 2. So we give the token, and then Diabolical's going to banish 4 cards face down. So we're going to do that. And then there's a new chain where Shangri-La activates, and it blocks off the 3rd zone. But we're not done yet. We have Birth. Birth has the effect that we can special summon a non-XYZ Kashtira monster that's banished or in the GY. So we're going to bring back our Fenrir. And then we're going to go ahead and overlay with a Rise Heart, because we use Shangri-La's effect. So we have a Rise Heart on board. And then we're gonna go ahead and just set a Book of Eclipse because why not? And then we're gonna go into standby. We're gonna activate Shangria's effect, summon the unicorn. You could also do Fenrir, doesn't matter. And we have a pretty nasty board for our opponent to deal with. Okay. So yeah, we have quite a few interruptions. We're gonna do one more test hand. This one has a lot of chain links, so just bear with me, okay? Alright. So, we basically have a really nice hand. We have everything we need and more. So, if we get drilled, we're gaming. We're fine. Okay, so you start out by specialing Unicorn, and you're gonna add Birth because you already have Papaya. Okay? Then you're gonna go ahead and use Papaya and summon the Fenrir. So you're gonna use Fenrir to add the tier limit Kashtira. Okay? Then you're gonna go ahead and overlay for the Shangria. So you're gonna make the Shangria, and then you're gonna do Rice Heart. Same thing, but don't worry, we got some more spice, okay? So we're gonna do the Rice Heart, we're gonna banish Big Bang Blow, Shangria Chain Link 1, Big Bang Blow Chain Link 2, summon the Unicorn, and then block off a zone, okay? Then we're gonna activate Birth. So first, we're gonna go ahead and summon the Arise Heart, because we already activated Shangria's effect, alright? Now watch this. We're gonna activate tier limit Kashtira, okay? So we're gonna summon, and then we're gonna banish the Papaya, okay? So we're gonna do in a new chain link 1 Arise Heart because it's mandatory. A card was banished, the Papaya was banished, so chain link 1. Chain link 2 Kashtira to mill 3 cards from the opponent's deck, okay? So you're gonna do that. And so we're just gonna go ahead and activate the Papayas. Let's see, it's kind of annoying to do in DB. Okay? And then in a new chain, because tier limit Kashtira banished 3 cards, Arise Heart will trigger again. So we're gonna go ahead and add the Big Bang as material to the Arise Heart. Okay? Alright. We gaming, alright? It just gets better. Then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna summon the Diabolical. Okay? So we're gonna go Diabolical Effect. Detaching this. So it's banished because of Arise Heart. Okay? So that will banish an extra deck monster. So then in a new chain, all 3 of them are going to activate. So chain link 1 Arise Heart to attach the material. I would do chain link 2 Diabolical to banish 4 cards face down. Chain link 3 Shangria to block off a zone. Okay? So we're gonna go ahead and block off a zone. And the reason I'm doing Shangria last is because if they happen to have Ogre or some freaking weird card, I know you can't use Ogre under Shifter, but like, I don't know. Like, Gamma, I don't freaking know. Like, at least you can protect Shangria from destruction by detaching a material. So that's why I always put it last. Okay? And so those all activate. And then we'll go ahead and add that. And then in a new chain, both Arise Heart and Shangria will activate. Because we just banished 4 face down, okay? So Arise Heart will add an material I don't have any more to add, so you just take your opponents. And then Shangria will go ahead and block off the 3rd zone, okay? We haven't used our normal, so we can normal Fenrir. We also could have left a unicorn banished and attach the opponent's card. Because we haven't used burst effect special, I don't think. Or if we did, I forgot. I'm sorry. So then we go on, and then in the standby phase, use Shangri-La's effect. So you go ahead and summon Unicorn, and then, yeah, you have a pretty nasty board. Things that break this board, Nibiru is one of them. Evenly is another one. And Book of Eclipse is another one too. So all of that will break it. If they have Swords of Concealing Light, you can banish it with a Rise Heart. And you know, like, it's good to wait, but if you wanted to go ahead and block off all their zones, you could just trigger a Rise Heart to banish one of your cards, and then that would trigger Shangri-La and Diabolical, and you would block off the other two zones. But you don't need to do that unless you want to flex. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah. If you like my video, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. If you could do it better than me, please let me know. I'm learning the deck. Check me out on Twitch if you want to watch me play. Twitch.tv/5th-rate-duelist. And I am overall really excited for this. And I thank you very, very much for watching. And thank you to Lundrity for helping me with this deck, okay? Okay, alright. Thank you. Bye-bye.